This fall, enjoy every sound of one of Nova Scotia's best seasons. Crispy local apples, crunchy leaves underfoot, and family gathering for Thanksgiving. Call 902-406-4327 or go to accuratehearing.ca to book a hearing test and start hearing your best now.
Good afternoon, I'm Ken Sanders with your Seaside FM News, Weather and Sports. Nova Scotia RCMP say they have charged a man with second-degree murder in connection with a man's death in Lunenburg County and have issued a province-wide warrant for his arrest. Police say they are searching for 40-year-old Arthur Abdul Mosier of Blockhouse after human remains were found in Parkdale, Nova Scotia last month. Investigators determined the remains were a man's and the death was ruled a homicide. Mosier is described as 5'11" and 220 pounds. He's bald and has brown eyes. Police say Mosier is known to wear wigs or disguises to try and hide his identity. They also say Mosier should not be approached. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call the Southwest Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit at 902-275-3583 or Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. An initial estimate from Catastrophe Indices and Quantification Incorporated shows that historic flooding in Nova Scotia last month caused more than $170 million in insured damages. Severe thunderstorms in July dumped more than 250 millimeters of rain on the hardest hit parts of the province, causing damage to roads, homes, and bridges while killing 4 people. The Insurance Bureau of Canada created a separate webpage called Nova Scotia Floods to help people understand insurance coverage and the various stages of the claim process. Craig Stewart, the Vice President of Climate Change at IBC, says over 1.5 million households in Canada remain highly exposed to flooding and don't have access to flood insurance. The federal government has found a temporary replacement for the MV Holiday Island ferry on the Northumberland Strait Run between Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Transport Canada is expected to buy Norwegian-flagged MV Fanafjord and have it enter service with Northumberland Ferries Limited in May of 2024. Once the deal is finalized, the 16-year-old ship will supplement the service provided by MV Confederation, while a new ferry vessel is built to carry passengers and vehicles between the two provinces. Electricity generator Nova East Wind wants to install 20 to 25 floating wind turbines 25 kilometers off Goldboro on the province's eastern shore and supply up to 400 megawatts of electricity to the province's power grid by the end of the decade. The electricity is intended for domestic consumption to replace energy currently generated by Nova Scotia Power's coal-fired plants, which must close by 2030. The electricity would be transported along the ocean bottom by an undersea cable. The route follows an abandoned offshore gas pipeline corridor. And India has made history as it became the first country in the world to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole, an uncharted territory that scientists believe could hold vital reserves of frozen water, and it's the 4th country to achieve a moon landing. A lander with a rover inside touched down on the lunar surface at 6:04 local time, sparking cheers and applause among the space scientists watching in the southern Indian city of Bengaluru. After a failed attempt in 2019, India now joins the United States, the former Soviet Union, and China in reaching this milestone. That's news in sports. 9 games on tap for today as the Blue Jays battle the Orioles, the Rockies rage against the Rays, the Astros host the Red Sox, and the Reds deal with the Diamondbacks. In the WNBA, 4 games are on the schedule as the Storm fight the Fever, Liberty goes up against the Sun, and it's the Aces against the Sky, along with the Lynx being matched up with the Wings. Austin Matthews has put pen to paper on a deal that is set to make him the NHL's highest paid player. The Star Center signed a 4-year, $53 million U.S. extension on Wednesday that ties him to the team that selected him first overall in the 2016 NHL Draft through the 2027-28 season. The deal carries an average annual value of $13.25 million, which will make Matthews the league's highest paid player beginning in 24-25. Matthews has one season left on his current contract, a 5-year, $58.2 million pact signed in February of 2019 that could have walked him into unrestricted free agency next summer. That's sports. Weather is next.
Tonight's programming on Seaside FM is brought to you in part by Liscombe Lodge. Come see our new attractions, a road to the falls, a hobby farm with more animals, more games to play, new trails on Riley's Island and Sanctuary, the Mushroom Garden, and camping coming for 2024. Book online at liscomlodge.ca or call 1-800-665-6343.
Your Seaside FM weather looks like this. Clear tonight, becoming partly cloudy overnight with a low of 12. Tomorrow morning, a mix of sun and cloud, becoming cloudy in the afternoon with a high of 23 and a UV index of 7 or high. Tomorrow night, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and a low of 15. Saturday, rain with a daytime high of 19 and an evening low of 16. For weather anytime, you can visit our website at seasidefm.com. I'm Ken Sanders.
The biggest variety of the best music. 105.9 Seaside FM.
The following program is presented to you in the high-power stereophonic sounds of Seaside FM in conjunction with...
My name is Charles Hsuen, and I'm your host. December 21st, 1988. 1989.
My name is Charles Hsuen, welcome. 1990.
And welcome to our second anniversary show.
My name is Charles Hsuen, welcome.
April 3rd, 1994, and welcome to our 6th anniversary show.
My name is Charles Hsuen, welcome.
Today's date is October 18th, 2004.
Welcome to Charles' Tape Series.
Welcome to the JSC.
Welcome to An Evening with Charles Hsuen.
Welcome to the Swing Arrangement with Charles Hsuen.
Welcome to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen. CQHS Productions, celebrating 35 years in broadcasting. A good Thursday evening, everyone. Today's date is August the 24th, 2023. Welcome to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, right here on 105.9 Seaside FM, your home for the best music. A pleasant good evening to you all. I'm Charles Hsuen, and this is Evening Solitude. I bring you music until our program close. That's going to be down the line at 8 p.m. We are broadcasting to you live from our studios in the heart of Eastern Passage. And if you're picking us up on local radio, it's frequency modulation station signal, 105.9 megahertz on your FM dial. Online at seasidefm.com. Bell Alliant Digital TV Channel 779, East Link Digital TV Channel 952. You can also pick us up on one of our streaming sites by watching and listening to us on our Facebook page. My custom Facebook page is at Charles Halifax Radio, which is the handle, or my personal Facebook page at Charles HSUEN, or you can go to YouTube Live, Twitter, and Twitch TV, and just search Charles HSUEN and August 24 under any of those platforms, and you'll be able to see and listen to me at the same time and see what goes on behind the scenes. If you have an intelligent virtual assistant, you can ask with modern technology, Siri, Alexa, Google Home, to play Seaside FM. Or if you want to contact me, you can do it one of many ways, lifting up your phone, giving us a shout here, 902-469-6000. You can go on any messaging platform on a social media service and search for Charles Hsuen to message me in real time, or you can email me with your requests at seasidefm.com. I have been away for the last 2 weeks. I have been in Toronto. I have come back, and I am here to play 2 great hours of music. We're going to start things off with Rosie Clooney here, and she is backed up by the great Harry James Orchestra. Harry James, famous trumpeter that came out of the Benny Goodman Band, and also was pretty famous with I guess, marrying one of the most sexiest and beautiful women at the time, the pinup girl Betty Grable. They were also into huge horse racing as well. Harry James and Rosemary Clooney does Johnny Mercer's great song, In the Cool, Cool, Cool of the Evening. This is a great play on the American English vernacular of how vocabulary can be fun to play with. And here it is.
Sue wants a barbecue, Sam wants to boil a ham, Grace votes for bouillabaisse stew. Jake wants a weenie baked steak and a layer cake, he'll get a tummy ache too. We'll rent a tented teepee, let the town crier cry, and if it's RSVP, this is what I reply. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell 'em I'll be there. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, better save a chair. When the party's getting a glow on, singing fills the air. In the shank of the night, when the doings are right, you can tell 'em I'll be there. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, tell 'em I'll be there. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening, better save a chair. When the party's getting a glow on, and singing fills the air. In the shank of the night, when the doings are right, you can tell 'em I'll be there. If there's room for one more and you need me, why sure, you can tell 'em I'll be there. If I can climb out of bed, put a hat on my head, you can tell 'em I'll be there.
Broadcasting live and direct to you from the heart of Eastern Passage. This is Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on Seaside FM.
More than the greatest love the world has known, this is the love I give to you alone. More than the simple words I try to say, I only live to love you more each day. More than you'll ever know, my arms long to hold you so. My life will be in your keeping, waking, sleeping, laughing, weeping. Longer than always is a long, long time, but far beyond forever, you're gonna be mine. I know I never lived before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you more. sleeping, laughing and weeping. Longer than always is a long, long time. But far beyond forever, you'll be mine. I know I never lived before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you more. No one else could love you more.
Frank Sinatra and the Count Basie Orchestra from 1964, using Quincy Jones, a very young Quincy Jones, as arranger and conductor of the Basie Band. And that was the talent of the trio, the trifecta, as it were. People thought that Count Basie's band was too hard, too swinging for Sinatra's olive oil voice. But as Sinatra got older, the arrangements got harder, and the use of syncopation back and forth between orchestra and vocalist was where these wonderful recordings shine. And this is, of course, the great sessions in which The Best Is Yet to Come and Fly Me to the Moon came about. And these were the golden years of Frank Sinatra, the ones that had been most listened to in Frank Sinatra's seven-decade discography. That was Frank Sinatra. Before that, we heard Rosie Clooney in 1948 with Harry James and his orchestra. That one, In the Cool, Cool, Cool of the Evening. You can hear the play of the words of the great Johnny Mercer in that great song that was originally popularized by the great Bing Crosby. My name is Charles Hsuen. This is Evening Solitude. It is now 17 minutes past 6 p.m., and we are broadcasting to you live from our studios in the heart of Eastern Passage here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen. We are going to continue on sounds now with Oscar Hammerstein II and Richard Rodgers. That pair of duo did so many great songs of the Great American Songbook on Broadway, on stage, and as well as the silver screen. This one being South Pacific, which was originally with the title role with Mary Martin, and was, canonized with the great Mitzi Gaynor and Rosino Brazzi in the motion picture. And curiously enough, a very young Sean Connery was one of the chorus boys, one of the sailors in the stage play before he became the great James Bond. Here is Doris Day doing her rendition of A Wonderful Guy.
I expect every one of my crowd to make fun of my proud protestation of faith in romance. You'll say I'm naive as a babe to believe any fable I hear from a person in pants. I've been known to share your satirical attitude, thinking that love could be kept in its place, till all of a sudden that lyrical platitude bounced up and hit me smack in the face. That's how I turned out to be the happy young woman you see. I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in a conventional dither with a conventional star in my eye. And you will note there's a lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as trite and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm bromidic and bright as a moon, happy night pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy.
Now more accessible than ever, watch and listen to Evening Solitude on Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn by typing Charles Hsuen. That's Hsuen. This one going out to Karim Mosna, who has requested a little Bill Evans. Here's My Bells. That is a great Bill Evans trio with Symphony Orchestra. That one from a great Verve album that was produced by Norman Granz, conducted by the great Klaus Orgerman, with wonderful strings behind it. This very difficult piece of music. And I know it's difficult because one of the great pianists and percussionists of Canadian jazz, Don Thompson, had told me in high school that when he recorded it with the Boss Brass, that it was an incredibly difficult piece of music. Bill Evans, known as a wonderful piano player, and was incredibly technical in his chord structure and inner voicings, was at the head of that wonderful piece of music. Sent out for Karim Mosna, who is a fellow broadcaster and promoter of the Great American Songbook, and I thank him for messaging me on Facebook Messenger and asking for the great Bill Evans, one of my favorite piano players. Before that, Doris Day with Oscar Hammerstein II and Richard Rodgers, great composition, wonderful guy from the soundtrack of the stage and screen production of South Pacific. Moving on to the archaeologist of the Great American Songbook, Michael Feinstein, who has done and spent most of his life from his teenage years onward, and now he's in his mid-60s, touring the country as well as saving the Great American Songbook by saving scores and pieces of music and artifacts, and I believe putting it into an institute and foundation in Indiana where all the archive is housed. He did an album in 2011 on Carly Jefferson's Concord label entitled The Sinatra Project. This is Volume 2, called The Good Life. And I heard this on the radio the other day and thought it was just a wonderful rendition of the Sammy Davis Jr.'s famous arrangement of this great song, Once in a Lifetime. Here's Michael Feinstein and his orchestra right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
Just once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment, one wonderful moment, when fate takes his hand, and this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, when I can explore a new and exciting land. For once in my lifetime, I feel like a giant. I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. For this is my moment, my destiny calls me, and though it may be just once in my lifetime, I'm gonna do great things. And this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, can explore a new and exciting land. Once in my lifetime, I feel like a giant. I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. For this is my moment, my destiny calls me, and though it may be once in my lifetime, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna do great
Video streaming on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch TV. You're watching and listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen. a great Fletcher Henderson arrangement of Benny Goodman. Dear Old Southland was the name of that tune. From the RCA Victor label, that's his first real label that he recorded sides on that became the genesis of swing music as we know it today, that spawned the big band era and then culminated in that great 1938 January 16th concert at Carnegie Hall, which legitimized the jazz music. Benny Goodman, the king of swing, with Dear Old Southland. You could hear the swing, the syncopation, and what big band became. I'm going to play you something now that predates this, coming from 1930 from the Cotton Club. This is Duke Ellington, who a lot of people have said is the father of jazz, along with Louis Armstrong. But this is Memories of You, a song that was recorded by Benny Goodman. But I want you to hear the vocals, too. This is before swing and crooning took place with the electric microphone. This was recorded direct to disc, and you can hear just the absolute non-swing of the vocalization, that the vocals in each of the notes are singing on the beat, not offbeat like Sinatra or Bing Crosby would do in a conversational style. A very straight-laced recording of Memories of You. And then I'm going to play a double play of the song that Sinatra recorded in 1957 on the Capitol label. That wasn't released until 1973 with Nelson Riddle. And you can hear the difference of the same song, but interpreted in different ways in two different time periods. And it totally changes the feeling and as well as the execution of the song. Let's have a listen now to two double plays of Memories of You. First with Duke Ellington and his Cotton Club.
Waking skies at sunrise, every sunset too seems to be bringing me memories of you. Here and there, everywhere, scenes that we once knew, and they all just recall memories of you. How I wish I could forget those happy yesteryears that have left a rosary of tears. Your face beams in my dreams, spite of all I do. Everything seems to bring memories of you.
bring to you the Great American Songbook from the 20th century and beyond. You're listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen on Seaside FM.
Waking skies at sunrise, every sunset too seems to be bringing me memories of you. Here and there, everywhere, scenes that we once knew, and they all just recall memories of you. How I wish I could forget those happy yesteryears that have left a rosary of tears. Your face beams in my dreams, spite of all I do. Everything seems to bring memories of you. I wish I could forget those happy yesteryears that have left a rosary of tears. Your face beams in my dreams, spite of all I do, and everything seems to bring memories of you.
Of course, Frank Sinatra, with the lovely, one of my favorite interpretations of that song, Memories of You, 1957, not released until a box set that came out in 1973 on an LP, one of those Reader's Digest, Long Nine's Symphonies box sets that was entitled The Rare Sinatra. And we heard before that the genesis of, I guess, swing music, which was 1930s, the Cotton Club. And you heard a Rudy Valley-esque type of vocalization on the beat, very straight, very different, a stark contrast to Sinatra's version that you heard, where it was more conversational and more dynamic, more women swooning and romantic. So there you have it, two different versions of Memories of You. We are now going to give you your full 5-day Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area.
What's tomorrow's weather? What's the low? What's the high? Will it be wet or dry?
Here's your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area for this Thursday, August the 24th. A special weather statement is in effect. Periods of heavy rain expected beginning Friday evening. So Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, becoming cloudy out in the afternoon. High of 23, except 19 along parts of the coast. UV index reading at 7, which is in the high category. I didn't give you tonight's temperature, which is a low of 12. Tomorrow night, cloudy, a low of 16. On Saturday, rain with a high of 19 and a low of 16. On Sunday, cloudy, a 60% chance of showers, high of 20 and a low of 13. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you're looking at highs of 22 across the board and lows of 13, 16, and 15, respectively. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater, 23 degrees Celsius, with a barometric pressure reading at 101.8 kilopascals and falling. Humidity is at 66%, with a humidex at 27. That's your Metro Weather Call forecast. Now, a brief word from some of our sponsors.
Seaside FM weather brought to you by the Carolyn Davis Stewart Group, realtors with over 50 years combined real estate experience. Our experience isn't expensive, it's priceless. See online at homesinhalifax.ca.
You know, it might be confusing to some, maybe a bit overwhelming perhaps, as to where to invest. You know you should, for what's the point of being 5 years older, not becoming at least 5 years richer? Markets may go down, then recover, but wasted time, you just don't get it back. Tune in every Thursday morning at 9:10 to the Financial Destination Show. It could be time well invested. Call 902-499-5879. This is Roger Hamilton. Until next time, stay safe and stay invested.
Recently, Seaside FM needed excavation work to remove an old walkway and to prepare flower beds as part of needed upgrades to the broadcast house. Don Zachary of Rockbusters came to help us with these tasks. Very quickly, the walkway was removed, the flower beds were prepared, and all debris was trucked away. Call Don Zachary of Rockbusters for your water to be gone and now your excavation or demolition work to be done. Call Don at 902-499-8857. That's 902-499-8857.
Hi, I'm Donna Marilyn of Seaside FM. The Seaside FM Travel Group is getting back together, and you're invited to come with us. Join me and Richard Arnold of Atlantic Tours and Travel to take you and all of your friends to experience Tennessee music treasures, featuring Memphis, Dolly Smoky Mountains, and the best of Nashville. Departing from Halifax by air on September 16th, you'll enjoy 10 incredible days, exploring some of Tennessee's greatest country music treasures. Enjoy this fully escorted tour, including three-night stays, showcasing some great artists, including Elvis Presley, Loretta Lynn, and Dolly Parton. Call 1-800-565-7173 for details.
Your original constant companion. 105.9 Seaside FM, playing music from yesterday and today.
Sound a little like Tom Jones? Yes, that was sort of a play on It's Not Unusual, done by the Nelson Riddle Orchestra, 1972, using different beats of the 1970s with the organ, the Hammond B3 organ, and as well as full orchestration with full sound. This was back in the early 1970s where money was no object, and you could have talented musicians like Nelson Riddle being able to mix their experience with today's sounds, as well as huge orchestral symphonies of instrumentation with the strings, as well as so many great colors. That was from an album called Changing Colors on the MPS Records. Those of you who remember reel-to-reel recordings, it was actually MPS was, the parent company was BASF, and that was one of the main West German corporations that had reel-to-reel tape recorder and magnetic recording that spawned the great magnetic high-fidelity recording of the 1950s. We are going to now hear Cécile McLaurin-Salvant along with Canada's own Michael Bublé. This one I heard as well on, I guess, the radio, and this is just a lovely version of a song that has been featured on Billy Wilder's motion picture Sabrina, starring Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart, as well as many romantic movies. And Louis Armstrong also sang a great version of it, along with Edith, and as well as Edith Piaf. Here, Michael Bublé and Cécile McLaurin-Salvant do La Vie en Rose. Here they are from 2008.
Hold me close and hold me fast. The magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me,
and life will always be
La Vie en Rose.
Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose.
Every time you kiss me, heaven sighs. Pour toi dans la vie, elle me l'a dit, la jouerai pour la vie. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose.
Hear the crooners, the big bands, the small groups, and more. You're listening to Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen, right here on 105.9 Seaside FM, the home of good music.
See a new sun up in a new sky, and my whole horizon has reached a new high. Yesterday my heart sang a blue song, but today hear it hum a cheery new song. I dreamed a new dream, I saw a new face, and I'm spreading sunshine all over the place. With a new point of view, here's what greets my eye. You love, you love, you love, new song. And there's a new song in the sky.
I guess I'll have to change my plan. I should have realized there'd be another man. I overlooked that point completely until the big affair began. Before I knew where I was at, I found myself up on the shelf, and that was that. I tried to reach the moon, but when I got there, all that I could get was the air. My feet are back upon the ground. I've lost the one girl I found.
A great, actually, rip from the movie. That was from Bandwagon. That was Fred Astaire and Jack Buchanan singing I Guess I Have to Change My Plans, and then Nanette Fabre singing New Sun in the Sky. A great motion picture, The Bandwagon. If you have ever seen that, I think is one of the quintessential Fred Astaire movies done in beautiful Technicolor. Before that, I am mistaken. It was not 2008, but 2018, in which Michael Bublé and Cécile McLaurin-Salvant sang La Vie en Rose. I am also corrected by Karim Mosna that earlier when I had mentioned about Nelson Riddle, it was not Tom Jones's It's Not Unusual, but it was, in fact, Fifth Dimension's Up, Up, and Away, which I sometimes get the two mixed up together as far as, it was around the same time period using sort of the same similar chord structures. So thank you very much, Karim, for letting me know and correcting me, as sometimes this lexicon of mine is off kilter now and again. Most of the time, folks, if you don't know, I do not prepare my show or have a script in front of me. It's just I have a bunch of songs that are in my head, and I have a list of them, and I mix and match them according to how I think I am feeling, as well as the direction moving along the axis of the time periods from the 1920s all the way to present music, as well as the longitudinal axis of different genres of the Great American Songbook, whether it be Broadway, whether it be jazz, big bands, small groups, vocalists, so on and so forth. We're going to leave you off, I guess, with Paul Desmond in Joni Mitchell's Song of the Seagull. This one coming from a great CTI recording that was done in 1973. Let's have a listen now to the great Paul Desmond, who is famous from the Dave Brubeck Quartet.
We are CFEP, but you know us as 105.9 Seaside FM, Metro's original adult easy music radio station with the best music from yesterday and today.
Welcome back to the second of 2 hours right here on Evening Solitude. My name is Charles Hsuen, right here on 105.9 Seaside FM. We have just concluded 60 minutes of an eclectic selection of music, which I have personally chosen, and we finished off with Joni Mitchell's Song of the Seagull, done by Paul Desmond, expertly done by Paul Desmond. You can always tell Paul Desmond's alto saxophone music and the way he executes it, because it has been described as a dry martini, which very much true. It's a very dry sound, not a very wet sound for a horn of the alto sax. And he did a wonderful arrangement done by Don Sabetsky of Song of the Seagull. That's a Columbia Jazz contemporary masterpiece, and that was a mammoth project for Creed Taylor's CTI recordings. We are going to start things off on this hour from 1956 with Billie Holiday on Norman Grantz's Verve label. We're going to be doing a wonderful rendition of You Turn the Tables on Me. Here is the great Billie Holiday right here on Evening Solitude with Charles Hsuen.
You turn the tables on me, and now I'm falling for you. You turn the tables on me. I can't believe that it's true. I always thought when you brought the lovely presents you brought, why hadn't you brought me more? But now if you'd come, I'd welcome anything from the 5 and 10 cent store. You used to call me the top. You put me up on a throne. You let me fall with a drop, and now I'm out on my own. But after thinking it over and over, I got what was coming to me, just like the sting of a bee. You turn the tables on me. used to call me the type. You put me up on a throne. You let me fall with a drop. And now I'm out on my own. But after thinking it over and over, I got what was coming to me. Just like the sting of a bee, you turn the tables on me.
Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Bing Crosby, and the great artists of the 20th century. Broadcasting to you live from the heart of Eastern Passage, this is Evening Solitude with...
And you need and nothing, oh nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon you'll hear me knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall,
the wonderful Stacey Kent. That was from her 2003 album, The Boy Next Door. I discovered Stacey Kent while listening to the great Malcolm Laycock on the BBC Radio 2. And she was featured on the show, and then she had her own show on BBC. But she was American, and she split her time from Britain and as well as Colorado, I believe. And then I got to see her a number of years ago with my dear friend Greg Hickman and at Ronnie Scott's Club in London. And it was a phenomenal show. Got to meet her, got to talk to her, and she just has such a pure voice. Before that, we heard sounds by Billie Holiday, You Turn the Tables on Me. That one from Norma Grantz's Verve label. And you heard the tenor saxophone of Ben Webster, who had a very interesting way of playing the saxophone, sort of a sideways of the tenor saxophone. Just a wonderful rendition of that great song. My name is Charles Hsuen. This is Evening Solitude, just about 13 minutes past 7 p.m. We're going to be hearing sounds now by Sven Liebeck, and he is a little-known orchestral person in just in popular music, but he has been recently featured on a lot of motion pictures that are directed by the great Wes Anderson. And this one was featured in the movie The Life Aquatic of Stephen Zissou, starring Bill Murray and Jeff Goldblum and Owen Wilson. Here is Thackeray. Here's Sven Liebeck and his orchestra. That was Thackeray by Sven Liebeck and his orchestra, featured in the Wes Anderson motion picture, The Life Aquatic of Stephen Zissou. I did receive a phone call and also a message earlier to actually mention this. So a happy birthday goes out to Owen in Bedford from his Bedford Casino Card Gang. And so I guess they're all together listening to us on the radio, and they wanted a happy birthday song. I don't usually do this, okay, but I thought I might showcase this song because it is a 5.5-minute song. It is, I'll tell you the history about this. This was a tour from Stan Kenton and his orchestra sometime around 1971, and Stan Kenton brought the band to the UK, into Britain. And what happened was it was over a weekend, and they were doing it was on his birthday, and the band members decided that they would write an arrangement and rehearse without Stan's knowing. And when you're on the road, it's very, very hard to actually avoid getting together with a 20-piece band and rehearse something like this. So Stan is about to introduce the song and the concert, and then the band suddenly kicks in with this rousing rendition of Happy Birthday to You. It is a big band version, so it has a lot of horns in it and done in the Stan Kenton way. So this one goes out to Owen with his Bedford Casino Card Gang, and here is Happy Birthday to You by the Stan Kenton Orchestra.
Occasionally we like to program something that has a bit more substance to it than some of the other music. And it has...
Stan Kenton and his orchestra, live in Britain in 1971, set up for Owen in Bedford from his Bedford Casino Card Gang. And that is a happy birthday to you. How did you like that? A great arrangement of the great happy birthday to you. All right, it is now time for your Seaside FM Metro Weather Call forecast.
What's with the temperature now? What's the high?
What's the low?
Your Metro Weather Call forecast for Halifax and the surrounding area. For tonight, a few clouds, low 12 degrees Celsius. On Friday, a mix of sun and cloud, becoming cloudy in the afternoon. Highs of 23, except 19 along parts of the coast. UV index reading at 7, which is in the high category. On Friday night, cloudy, low of 16 degrees Celsius. Saturday, rain, high of 19, low of 16. Sunday, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers, high of 20, and a low of 13. For more weather information, log on to seasidefm.com. Current temperature outside the studios of Seaside FM, Eastern Passage, Fisherman's Cove, and Shearwater. It is 22 degrees Celsius with a barometric pressure reading at 101.9 kilopascals and rising. Humidity is at 54%. That's how I like it, folks. Dry and hot. And the humidex is at 25. That's your Metro Weather Call forecast. And now a little business with you.